Live from the Hall of Champions in the television studios of Brookville Area High School, it's Jock Talk, bringing you the latest and greatest of Blue Raider sports news and conversation. And now, here's your host, Dontae Constable.
Thank you. Ooh.
I messed that up.
Thank you. Welcome to this edition of Jock Talk. I am Dontae Constable. Joining me today is the head baseball coach here at Brookville, Mr. Bruce Ferry. Thank you for joining me today, Mr. Ferry.
Thanks for having me, Dontae.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it.
So, Mr. Ferry, last year going into the playoffs with a record that people wouldn't expect you to come through and do what you did. How was that, and how'd the kids feel about it, and how'd you feel about it?
Oh, I thought it was an amazing accomplishment. At the beginning of the year, we didn't have enough kids that could drive to get them down to practice downtown, and by the end of the year, they really made a name for themselves and came together well as a team, and they enjoyed it. I think not having any expectations, they didn't have any pressure on them, and it was, it was a lot of fun, and I think they really enjoyed it. I know I did.
Yeah, so do you think pressure will be an issue this year for this team?
I don't know. You never know till you get there, but it does. Just after a day of practice and being around them in the preseason, they don't seem like they're feeling any pressure at this point, anyways.
Yeah. So what was the key getting into the playoffs there to the run that you did have of just stringing off win after win after win, and then that tough loss to end the year?
Well, I think the big thing was we were playing better, and we went down to Punxsutawney and played a night game on their senior night, and we beat them 2-1. And I think, Punxsutawney and Du Bois and Clearfield has always been measuring sticks.
Yeah, they've always been a tough team.
And going down there and beating them, I think it showed the kids that they were good, and they had a lot of confidence after that. And from that point on in the season, we played really well, and getting hot at the right time was important.
So, looking forward to this year, who are some of the returning players that you have that are going to be key to this year's run at hopefully another district title?
Well, it all starts with pitching, and Aaron had a really good year last year. His named player of the year, I think, in the Courier Express, and he pitched a lot this summer and this fall, so he's a big key on the mound. And we're going to have some of the other guys step up. Brady, Kaler, and Tanner LeBenny, and Tyler Park are going to have to come through and pitch for us and pick up those innings that Ben Wrights threw for us last year. But Dane Lyle's a big part of what happened last year when we switched him to catcher last year and moved Ben Kahn to the outfield. Things started to click a little bit better, so we'll have him back there again. And boy, Seth Dunkel and Brady and Tanner in the infield. We only have to replace one guy at third base, and losing Brian Dwork is going to hurt, but Cole LeBenny and Adam Mackins, I feel really good about those guys coming back and helping out as well.
Yeah, so anyone moving up that we should keep our eyes on from the, minor leagues?
Yeah, I think two ninth graders right now to keep an eye on would be Chase Palmer and Wyatt Griffin. Wyatt just finished up wrestling, so we haven't seen him a whole lot, but yeah. I think those two guys are athletic ninth graders, and I don't know if they're going to settle into a starting spot, but they're going to get a lot of playing time, and I think I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the year they're big contributors to what we want to do.
So how's the schedule look for this year? A little easier than last year? Tougher? About the same?
Our conference is really tough. We play in the big school, District 9 Big School Conference, so that's 2 games with Du Bois, 2 games with Punxsutawney, 2 games with St. Mary's, and 2 games with Bradford. And then you throw in the non-conference games, we got Karn City and Clearfield, and it's tough. It's a tough schedule. There's not a lot of what I would say show off the bus and you're going to win games. You got to compete every day, and we have to realize that in our bracket for the playoffs, we do play the toughest schedule. So like last year, we could go floating in there as a 6 or a 7 seed and be the best team. But the competition hopefully will make us a little better.
I know, just hearing and talking to the guys on the team, their goal is of course to go take another deep run into the PIAA championships. What's your goal as the coach for these guys this year?
Well, you always want to get better. I think if we can get better through the year, we're gonna be good. You want to get in the playoffs and have a chance to win. People say you want to win a district championship, and you do. But I think getting to that point, getting to the finals, you never know. Like every other sport, baseball is a funny sport. You can't control if the ball's going to be fair or foul by a couple inches. But if they have a good effort and a good attitude, and we get a chance, in the end, I think it'd be a successful season.
All right, Mr. Ferry, thank you for joining me today on this edition of Jock Talk.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem.